This poem was inspired by Peter Smith. This poem is the destiny of Africa. There was a time where everyone believed that the earth was flat. There was a time where everyone believed that Pluto was a planet. And there was a time where everyone believed that Africa was poor. And it made sense to believe that because practically nothing else proved otherwise. Hunger was the delicacy of the average African. Income streams had dried up. Road network was full of suckers. It did not work. Our educational system was nothing to read and write home about. Healthcare was on drip, and not even teamwork was working. But look at Africa now, a hub of excellence and a model to the rest of the world. By far the wealthiest continent, with the fastest growing economies in the world. A textbook case of impressive governance, now considered one of the world's superpowers. It's actually hard to believe that this continent was once considered poor. What a story. Well, if this poem doesn't make sense to you, that is because it got released before its time. I wrote this poem for the future, for the children of our children's children who will be born to an Africa that is nothing like this one, who would actually find it hard to believe that this continent was once that poor. So I decided to leave them some history notes, because I believe a time is coming, and that time starts now, where Africans will no longer be considered the underdogs. I hope this poem will let you know that figuratively the gold that was used to build the streets of heaven was mined in Africa. Now replace the heavens with the west and realize that this monkey game must end. Enough of the journey to the west. Enough is enough. Enough is the journey to seek greener pastures when Mama Africa needs us to be green. That is why we, the youth, must come together. That is why we, the youth, have pledged allegiance into building Africa, into the Africa we want to see. The Africa that the children of our children's children would never believe was once this poor. Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Even though I've come prepared, I don't know where to start from. I don't know where to start from because sitting here gives me some interesting memories. Most of you are much younger than I am. Which of you is 24 years old? Any 24-year-old here? Any 24-year-old here? Oh, show by hand, why are you afraid to tell me you're 24 years old? The reason why I'm asking is that the first time I came up on this stage, I was 24 years old. And that was 28 years ago. I climbed up the stage because I was emceeing what then was known as Miss Legon. I was as skinny as some of you were. I had some hair.
Okay.
I even had close to what you can call a six-pack. Today, I am 28 years older than 24. I have lost my hair, obviously. My six-pack has become one barrel. But I feel privileged because I'm not coming here as an unknown 24-year-old coming to MC's Miss Legon. But I've come here because of a great man who has found me worthy enough to share a few thoughts with you. His Excellency John Prez Kufuor, former President of the Republic of Ghana, thank you for the honor. Thank you, sir. I say this to you because for those of you who are 24 years old, you never know. You may climb this or even a much more bigger stage one day, and it will be your turn to share with 24-year-olds and maybe younger. And so take whatever it is that has come to you today very seriously. You never know. 28 years ago, I didn't need glasses, now I do. Your Excellency John Kufuor, former President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Bafo Ajimandua, Chief Executive of the Kufuor Foundation, and from that point, I'd like to stand on all existing protocols, acknowledging Reverend Steve Wengam, who has recently been promoted to the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church Ghana, a true rising star. It's a good time to be alive, I tell you the truth, my young friends. For both the incoming and outgoing scholars, you're doing so at a very unique time in the history of the world. Everything has changed. Everything. The human element involved in making these things happen across every facet of life is gradually taking the backseat. The fast pace of technology, through artificial intelligence, machine learning and other innovations, are gradually taking over the entire globe, and it is as fascinating as it is intriguing. No one can ignore its power. Even for those of us who were born before computer, we have come to accept. There was a time maybe 12 to 15 years ago when The Economist magazine, The Time magazine, and other reputable magazines labeled us as Africa Rising. Towards the end of the global economic recession, most investors said Africa was the place to be. There have also been times when wars, rumors of war, conflicts and instability have led many to literally treat us as persona non grata. Whenever I sit with my friends, my contemporaries, those older than me, and even sometimes those younger than me, and we talk about the status of the African continent, one thing always rings through: leadership. Leadership, leadership, and leadership. Today, I remember what the Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka told an interviewer several years ago. The great Wole Soyinka was asked his thoughts on his home country, Nigeria. He said, and I quote, "I am not a regular reader of the Bible, but I remember John 11:35 whenever I think about Nigeria. Jesus wept." Unquote. The late Kenyan-born academic and political writer, Professor Ali Mazrui, also issued a very scathing attack on African leaders several years ago when he said, quote, "We are a continent that has produced legendary leaders of liberation." I'll take it again. We are a continent that has produced legendary leaders of liberation like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Jomo Kenyatta, and Robert Mugabe. But we've been woeful and dismal when attempting to produce leaders of development. Unquote. In Professor Mazrui's mind, the commentary on leadership in Africa is extremely sad. He said again, and I quote, "African leaders operate on the basis of a club, where membership of that club precludes them from public denunciation or criticism of each other." Now these probably, I don't know his thoughts for setting up his foundation, but these probably were some of the reasons why, when former President John Kufuor was starting out as a political leader, I believe he was determined to stamp his authority on his country and on his continent. He may have purposed in his heart to reflect what he termed, I remember those days, capitalism with conscience, enabling the people to create wealth and jobs according to their individual talents and to give the state its due. I remember that very popular phrase there when he was president, to create the enabling environment. It is therefore evident in the legacy of J. Kufuor. I particularly was not surprised when he set up this foundation after he stepped down in 2009 with the sole aim of nurturing young emerging leaders. My dear friends, leadership is everywhere around us. How we harness it will echo in eternity or come back to hit us in the face. Leadership with integrity is necessary if we are to see the Ghana and Africa we so desire and love. Everything we know starts and ends with leadership. I have been a media practitioner for pretty close to 30 years. I have seen and interacted with loads of leaders. And like the founder of this foundation, His Excellency John Kufuor, I hesitate a bit when people come forward with leadership labels. Some would say, I'm a capitalist. Others would say, I'm a socialist. Some will say, we're social democrats. Others will say, we're nationalists. Redefining Africa's future with integrity will not come with these labels. It will come with pragmatism and hard work. At this point, let me borrow from whoever is a cheerleader. Clap. Or how do you call it? Just one. A biggest clap. As you sit there clapping and listening, be deliberate. Let my few remarks show you how to think, not what to think. To me, it doesn't matter whether you are an outgoing or incoming scholar. In other words, take the opportunity today. Don't procrastinate. The ascent by former President John Kufuor to the hallowed heights of leadership in Ghana didn't come on a silver platter. I'm sure a lot of you may have read about him. Oh yes, he came from a very privileged background. Son of Oyoko Hine and Akwejo Jukum of Asante. And I'm apart from the royal lineage of Dinchira. John Kufuor attended a very prestigious prep college. As you may know, he was called to the bar in England and Ghana, graduated from Exeter College in Oxford, and so everything seemed very smooth sailing. In spite of all of these, his climb to become president wasn't easy. Some of you maybe were not born then, but he started from the bottom. Mayor of Kumasi. At age 29, he became the youngest deputy foreign minister of the Republic of Ghana in the Buzia government. The then young Kufuor experienced 2 coup d'etats while serving in government first in 1972 under Professor Buzia, and in 1981 when he was a member of parliament when President Liman was president. On both occasions, John Kufuor went to prison. He contested to become MPP flag bearer in 92 and lost. He won in 96 to become flag bearer. He still lost the national election to President Rawlings. Finally, in 2000, he won. Reason why I put his life in these few words is to just let you know that even if life is a bed of roses, there are many thorns in there, and that you will have to find a way to navigate those thorns. I just want you to remember that in spite of your privilege of being a Kufuor scholar, success overnight. It never has, and it never will. There are times when the pitfalls along the way may force you to give up or despair. But remember to keep your eyes on the ball. Persevere. Eventually, you'll get there. My young friends, be deliberate about life. It is not wrong if you're leaving these four walls today without a clear idea of what your career path is going to be. Regardless, embrace what you have and strive for excellence in every task that you're given. Go for what you've always desired and dreamed about. But be diligent and be sincere, because victory lies ahead. I've tasted a few victories, and trust me, victory tastes very sweet. But don't forget, victory comes because of preparation, and success comes from hard work. Let it be a mantra for you, and you will encounter low limits. Approach your issues with the capacity to think differently. I believe that by being a scholar, you're best placed to win, especially in this digital age, which is your age. There's no need to change who you are in adapting a new culture or adopting a culture of sharing and being adventurous. It is right there for you to take it. The new age with a strong ability to disrupt cares very little for physical infrastructure, and that, my young friends, is to your advantage. It is about how you change your mindset and not your minds. Remember that. It is time to learn, adapt, think, and be flexible. The very famous billionaire businessman and philanthropist Bill Gates was asked in an interview one day what was believed, or what he believed was the very key essential to success. And all he said was a 5-letter word: focus. You were chosen to be part of this program because the panel found something unique in all of you. It is time to put that something unique into action. Focus should be your next step. Focus. Keep your eye on the ball. Finally, my dear friends, a quote attributed to the great thinker and scientist Albert Einstein goes thus, quote, "Life is like a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep on moving." Unquote. Life is like a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep on moving. And if I may add my own, you are not a tree. So no matter what happens, keep on moving. No matter the challenges out there, my dear friends, keep on moving. Go out there and shine. It is the only option you have. Your Excellency John Kufuor, distinguished guests, my incoming and outgoing scholars, I appreciate your kind attention. I wish you well, and I greet you well. Thank you all very much.